Welcome everybody to another episode of Non Fungible News. As always, I'm Tricky Boom, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Emmet. Before we get started though, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel for more and more of this content. We try to sit down with one person in the VFam weekly and kind of pick their brain and see what their thoughts are on everything. And today it is Emmet. So Emmet, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Glad to have you on. You're part of something huge right now, and we will get into that. But can we first just get a little background on you? What led you into VeChain initially, and where you're at in the space today?
What led me to VeChain initially? I think that's just looking for solid projects back in the day. I've been into crypto for a long time, and you know, with the few recent explosions, whether back in 2017, I was just looking for something good. And supply chain seemed good, enterprise seemed good. It was an EVM compatible blockchain. It made sense. So it's one of them that I took a jump on in the early days, and it paid off, and I got lucky. So you know, with that, I've been a supporter of it and really wanted to see what advantages VeChain had over some of the other blockchains. And so as a developer, I wanted to take advantage of some of those and test out some of these touted features, you know, like the multiple transactions and fee delegation and all that type of stuff. And so just as a technical person, I've always wanted to dive in and jump and tinker with some blockchain technology. And so this is just a perfect opportunity to do it.
Yeah, I should say so. You know, early, you got the skill set to do it. And then, of course, you are the creator of NFT Paper Project, which is what, the second project launched on VeSea?
Well, NFT Paper Project has not been on VeSea until recently.
That's right. That's right.
So it was NFT Paper Project was released right after VKings, I guess. I mean, maybe Vigo slipped in between there. I can't remember, but VKings released the second week of October. Then NFT Paper Project, I believe, released on October 26th. And it was, a little different type of NFT project, right? It doesn't quite fit in the same box as all the profile pictures, but it is a large collection. It was something built to have some fun on chain and to create some interactivity on chain. You know, I always bring this up, but the first interactive piece that I had was this pixel canvas, 100 by 100 pixel canvas, where people would be able to click on a pixel, you know, set its color and save that to the blockchain. And you know, at the end of the day, after that, everybody all did that. A few weeks later, we converted that into NFT and sent that out to everybody. So that's just one example of stuff that I was trying to accomplish with the NFT Paper Project, is just get people using the blockchain more, because people get using blockchain, they get comfortable with it, they'll look at other ways to use a blockchain or maybe get into it more. So it's just a way to help drive adoption or get people involved.
And so how was that received by the community?
I don't know. I think I've gotten a lot of positive support from the community, which is great, because you know, in addition to just building the NFT, I've built a lot of other stuff around it. So I think that has been very, very well supported. It hasn't been the best selling NFT project, but you know, it doesn't fit in the side of the box. So I think it confuses a lot of people. But it had a super solid growth sales, and I think it's on the right track to be successful. We're you know, I'm still planning on releasing some of these art lab projects that I have with it and stuff, even though a lot of my focus right now is on VeSea and what we're doing with that. So, you know, obviously my main focus is on there, but you know, there's a lot of stuff that I still would like to accomplish with the paper project. And I think there's a lot of stuff that is still fun about the paper project that has going on. For example, some of the rarity burnings and the recalculation of those rarities and that type of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's got an odd number, isn't it? Like 13,000 something right now.
Yeah, so the original, there's 11,880 combinations, possible combinations that could be made up from, the different attributes of the project. And so out of that, I think about 1,700 of them are circulating. And so that circulating supply is frozen. So there's going to be a little less than 1,700 NFT paper projects out there. However, people can still mint and reburn those, or remint or burn those. So I introduced a mechanic with my collection that's that I send out a burn token to everybody who holds one of my NFTs. And those burn tokens allows you, if you take one of your NFTs and take the burn token, it allows you to burn that NFT, and I'll remint you a new one from the remaining combinations that has not been minted yet. Okay. So it's a great way to let the holders of the collection kind of shape what the final content of the collection is going to be, to say, hey, you know what? I got this piece. It's not really the piece that I enjoy. Okay, I'm going to burn it and get something new. Maybe I'll get something else I like. Or, they could play the rarity thing. All right, this is low rarity. I want to get higher rarity. Or I got a bunch of these, and I got a bunch of these horizon styles, but I really want the orbit style to increase in rarity. So I'm going to burn all my horizons and hopefully get my, or yeah, you know what I'm saying. You burn some attribute to help your other attributes or whatever. So it makes it kind of like a fun game and allows the users to shape the final makeup.
That's pretty cool. It's always fun for the collector, the user, to be able to have that say in their NFT and how it all works. I think that's a really unique idea, and I've heard some other blockchains talking about doing some stuff like that recently, and I think that's really piques a lot of people's interest when they have a little bit more of a say than just the random mint or go pick something up that they can actually see what it is on the secondary market. So,
and I think it makes it a little more personal, right? It's like, if you pick something up on a secondary market, you still may like it, right? Yeah, all right, you like that one, but you burn something, makes it a little personal. Hey, you get that rush of a remint randomization, right? Everybody loves the randomization of things, and then you get you get to try to make something your own, right? Find something that you like or that resonates with you.
Yeah, it's a cool project. Anybody watching right now that has not went and checked it out, like Emmett said, it is a little different. It doesn't quite fit in the box of the PFP, average common NFT, but it's a very cool project, as you can hear. So fast forward a little bit, and you are part of Team VeSea, which is huge for you, huge for VeSea, huge for holders of your project.
Right.
And I mean, because your NFT paper projects are now one and the same with VKings, and VKings being VeSea, now NFT paper project also being VeSea. That's huge. That was a big bump up. I think I've seen the floor of your NFTs go up quite a bit over the last few weeks or so, month, whatever it may be. So what got you to where you are now with VeSea?
Right. Yeah, that's been a long road. This over the last 6 months, so much. It seems like it's been so long, but so short. How fast this has all gone. But it's been, you age in all those times, I guess. Yeah, I've been friendly with the VeSea team for a long time. When I touched base with Brad before they launched their project, before I launched my project, just we met up in some developer chat and had a little banter back and forth, and that just carried forward. Brad has always been been a great guy and reached out to help out when or answer questions if I had any. And I met the whole team, Shrimp and He-Man, and it's just something that we just all seem to have a similar mindset and similar direction that we've wanted to build and kind of help the whole ecosystem. Yeah, we just got hooked up because we're building in the right direction. We are impressed with what each other could do. VeSea team was a great group of people going in a direction and has a strong talent across the board. Really look at back end or front end or community management or the whole thing. And I've been a project just on my own, running the whole project myself. And so being able to step into that team and have those other guys around me is absolutely phenomenal. And when we joined together, we were able to look at VeSea and say, hey, you guys have a VeChain collection, and I have the paper project collection. We're able to say, okay, with the direction we want to build and going forward, we can make these two NFTs on parity, on par with each other as far as the benefit and utility that they receive through the VeSea ecosystem.
And now there's going to be no looking back. You're full steam ahead with the VeSea team. So are you still going to be doing, you're still going to be doing a little bit of your own stuff as you have time, or you don't have any time? You're balls deep in the VeSea.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing right now is when you start a project. So when I started my project back in October, right, you have all of these ideas and directions that you want to go, and you accomplish a lot of them and you get through a lot of them, but nothing goes exactly where you plan. You have no idea where you're going to be in the future. The original goal of my project was to get people interacting and using the blockchain. And so I really like that's what we're doing with VeSea right now, right? We're creating these arcade contracts to get people interacting and working with the blockchain. And so as far as that the goal of to do that, that's still happening. But I look back and I look at the NFT Paper Project and say, okay, I still want to build out because I have a lot of ideas that I would like to push on that I don't think fit into the VeSea arcade, right? There's more art type of stuff. Like there's more art type of project stuff that I have that I like to push out there, like this Canvas DNA thing that I've been talking about for a while, where you structure a different series of patterns and it generates a NFT based off of that. But I lost my train of thought right there. But I guess the answer to the question is yes, I do still plan on delivering, one or two things a year for the NFT paper project holders. It's not going to be as much as I initially planned, because there's going to be a lot of focus on VeSea, and VeSea is going to be the main vessel that I think is going to help our projects and the ecosystem as a whole. I think that building with VeSea in the direction we want to go with VeSea, I think that has a lot more benefit for everybody than just focused on the specific NFT paper project NFTs. And I say that not saying I want to shun NFT paper project NFTs, because I'm still going to do stuff with them. And this whole work with VeSea has been to benefit the NFT paper project NFTs, right? We're adding a ton of utility through them as far as staking and all of that stuff when it comes to VeSea. So yeah, the answer to my question is, or to your question is yes, NFT paper project will continue to have things, but it's not going to be as a frequent pace as originally planned. But I am happy that we were able to add a ton of utility with the VeSea merger.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge. So are the NFT paper project holders going to get the benefits of the VKings DAO also?
That is to be determined. We have some things that are like, I think we have a direction we want to go there. I can't come out with anything yet. Can't say anything yet.
That's all right. We're bullish either way on the whole thing. So what is do you have an exact role then in VeSea, or does everybody kind of work as a team and hey, I got an idea, bounce it off, such and such, and you all just kind of work together? Does everybody kind of have their own set place?
So everybody definitely seems to have gravitated towards a certain set of responsibilities, right? Everybody pretty much has their set input, and equal input is respected across the board. But Brett is kind of definitely filled into the project manager role, forward-looking aspect, forward-looking face of VeSea, right? He's a great speaker and does great in those areas. Shrimp has done phenomenal user experience and UI work. He-Man is great at some of the back end stuff and API types of stuff. I've really settled into writing a lot of smart contracts into that type of stuff. I'm a full stack developer. I've done the UX, the database, API side, smart contract side, etc. And He-Man's also a very talented developer as well in that. So we have the talents to everybody plug in where they want to, but we've really become comfortable on everybody's done a good job of saying, hey, this is the area of ownership they're taking to move forward.
Oh, right on. So, but you're also all there with the same experience to help one another out. And
yeah,
so being in different geographic locations, working on such a behemoth of a project, does that pose its own challenges for you?
a little bit, but you know what? It's actually been a lot of more benefit than I would have thought. Yeah, some of the guys are about nine hours difference than me. The guys that are in Europe, I'm over in California. And so, we'll have a few good hours of overlap a day, but it's great because we could touch base. We talk about some things. We kind of see where we're at. You see where they're at, and it's a great transition of, hey, I'm working on this is going, and then they could either, help progress that, and then you wake up the next morning and wow, it's progressing, keep on moving, or what else. So it's a good continuous type of thing, and a good thing where it's nice to help each other out, right? Where you go to bed, you wake up, some task is done, or they go to bed, they wake up and some task is done, right? And so I think it's been more benefit the way that we have. I mean, you always have someone being productive and doing something throughout the day, it seems like. And so you can usually reach out, touch base with someone, figure things out if you need to, that type of things.
Well, that makes life easier when you have a good team and you're hours and hours away.
It's night and day. A good team is great. Starting the space as a single project, a single person on a project, to now being in a team of 4 is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and you guys are doing amazing things. So going forward with VeSea, I say it all the time on Twitter and spaces, on my videos. It doesn't look anything like it did upon inception. It's amazing, the growth, and where everybody right now, as of the end of April, this video will be out in about a week, next Friday probably, but everybody's kind of eagerly awaiting the next update. We see the new tab on there, what looks like a little wallet or whatever with the trademark bread soon.
Right.
And announcements coming out and everything, the arcade, it's like we're going to be hit with all kinds of goods at once. So what are we looking at in the coming weeks for our experience, the user experience?
Coming weeks is some of the exciting. Yeah, coming weeks, we're getting out this marketplace. The first thing we're releasing is new marketplace refresh. We're going to have some of the features that you've seen recently in some other areas, where you have global offers and you have some leverage trading type of things. One of the things that I think is very cool is if you hold a VeSea, one of the VeSea created NFTs, so a VKing or a paper project, they each count as a 0.5 point or 0.5% fee reduction, up to 2.5% fee reduction. So you can completely eliminate all of your VC fees, which I think is phenomenal. Obviously we still are going to be paying out the fees to royalty holders and that, because every team has a plan for that, whether it be for their DAO or continuation of the project somehow. And so that stuff is always going to remain in place. But the way to eliminate fees, I think, is going to be a nice have, and a great utility for some holders of the projects. And so the marketplace thing is the first thing that's on that near term. You can expect to see that. Hopefully by the time you release this video, we'll see it. But we'll see. I better get that out before we get the video. The video comes out, or it'll look bad. But then after that, it's gonna be some real fast things to immediately onto some new arcade. We have the Thunderdome just chomping at the bits, ready to get out there. And then after that, there's a handful of other smart contracts that I think are going to be very well received by the community. And all these arcade smart contracts I'm excited about, because you hear Thunderdome or you hear Burn and you think, okay, how many different ways can you do a Thunderdome, or how many different ways can you do a Burn? But with the correct modular type system, or the variables and parameters, you can make each type of smart contract game very unique to the project, right? Whether it's you fight 2 people and one person takes all, one of them dies, they have a few lives, they have to die 3 times before something happens, or there's a wager in between, or certain attachments or whatever, have certain, mixes to the outcome or whatever. So there's all kinds of different ways that projects could write stories or create lore or events around these different smart contracts. And so that's one of the things that I'm super excited about, is not only are they interactive smart contracts, but I believe that we've created them in a way where they can be configured to be unique enough based on who wants to implement them, that it doesn't just look like a carbon copy clone of the next one, right? You can have some thought of there and to make it your own little mechanic.
So these are going to be for any of these other projects to jump into also. I mean, the smart contract will allow whoever's on VeSea to jump in and get in on this arcade.
Right. So for all the collections that have launched through VeSea, these contracts are going to be definitely available to them. They'll be able to come to us, or eventually in the future, we're going to have a dashboard or control panel where it's set up where they could just, click their variables, upload whatever they need to upload, and it, deploys and goes. But, we're not at the point now. So, quick touch base with this right now. And we add the modular things in there, set the params, and deploy that contract, and it's good to go. And so everybody who launches through VeSea is going to have access to these smart contracts. And, we hope that it's going to help them build that community and create the interaction that they need. We don't want to lock out people who have not launched on VeSea. However, we have to give priority to the ones that do. And so the ones that haven't launched on VeSea, we've talked about different ways on how we would want to allow them able access to our contracts. We've talked about either buying and staking a bunch of VeSea, or buying some VeSea and burning it or whatever, just to gain access to those contracts. But for sure, everybody who's launched for VeSea is going to have access to them right away. Then and yeah, you just don't want to lock anyone out.
So what other type of games and stuff will we be able to look forward to in the arcade?
All right, so you have burn events that we already seen, and those burn events could go lots of different ways. You have the Thunderdome, which is basically combats type things. You have breeding type of things. You have evolution of NFTs, either through doing certain things or I don't know, locking them up, they grow, they mutate, they do whatever, the evolution of things. You have lucky boxes or loot box type things. You have Bird likes to call it, what does he call that? I guess, all right, so loot box is one thing, but lucky box was some time-based thing that he's mentioning. I'd have to go through the whole list of all of them. But yeah, I mean, even if you look at stuff like breeding or evolution or combat, there's so many different variables that go into those really spawn into multiple games. I mean, you look at how many different platformers there are in video games. Platformers jump, turn, shoot, dodge, right? But all platformers in video games are significantly different just because of the different aspects or variables that go into them.
And then, so aside, if anybody doesn't want to get into that, there's just straight up staking to earn.
Yeah, so all the arcade smart contracts are going to eventually require a VeChain token to use, right? And so people, in order to get that VeChain token, holders of right now the VKings or the NFT paper projects will be able to stake their NFTs and start earning the VeChain at a generation rate. And eventually, other projects that have launched through VeChain will be able to have a staking rate with VeChain to earn the VeChain token. It just won't be as high as the VKings in the paper, but we do want to have that available to the other people out there. And so when people stake their NFTs for VeChain, they'll either be able to use that on the contracts, or if they generate enough or too much that they're not going to be able to use it all, they will be able to sell it or stake it in a liquidity pool on one of the dexes.
Amazing. I know that there's, from a month ago to right now, I mean, there's staking coming from around every corner. I mean, so many different projects are doing that. It's pretty much been up until this point, you stake your V-Punks, that's
right.
Or play the V-Punks game, or you hold World of V Genesis, you get your 10 Wolf tokens a day or whatever, depending on what cards you hold. So this is bringing a lot more opportunity for the holder to do something. And I think a lot of people are excited. I don't know if a lot of people are excited. I'm excited, and my excitement, I feel, from what I do, it covers a lot of ground, because that's what we're here to do, right? Is push the excitement and non-fungible news. I try to push out the news and get people hyped for what's coming. And I can't say it enough that there's a lot coming.
Yeah, I am super excited about this because it's going to get that much more interaction out of people, right? Everybody loves these NFTs. Everybody has a ton of good NFTs or stuff. And yeah, it's just fun to do stuff with them. So, a little randomization and whatnot. I mean, it doesn't always have to be something for a gamble to lose something or whatnot. I mean, there's still could be stuff to interact with and do things. So I am super excited about the extra just functionality is going to be out there for all of the whole environment just to do things with. And really, some of these projects are super, super creative and have great freaking, they put out great media and assets and stuff. And so I'm super excited to see what some of them could do with them, because there's some great teams behind a lot of these projects.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And, we're seeing more interaction from some of the bigger players in the NFT game too lately, from the other Monday space when J-Chains was on there. And I've seen some more interaction from Crypto Stash. Yeah. And, it's really, it's getting out there, and I feel like it's exponentially growing. And yeah, I mean, it's either, because I was invested in crypto, obviously, before I got into NFTs, for some time. And, I'm kind of a mover and a shaker. I like to be hands-on, and but I tried not to do too much trading. I did learn the charts and charts, and did some day trading or whatever, swing trading, and made some decent money. And but the whole NFT game kind of got me into the whole trading NFTs. And now, I mean, when you can stake or earn, play to earn games, you can take it to VExchange. Okay, well, I want to take this free money that I've earned from whatever and try it out over here, or try it out over here. And this is just going to add one more. Well, it's not going to add one more. It's going to add countless more avenues for us to take. And I think a lot of people have that same mindset that I do.
Right. And it's going to add a lot of avenues for people, because and this is why I'm excited about it, because now you can stake your NFT to earn something. You can take that, earn something. You can either put it in a liquidity pool, or you could sell it, or you could actually fucking use it, right? You could use it in these smart contracts to do things. You could burn it, you could do combat, you could evolution, you could do breeding, you could do etc. Or, there's either going to be some potential other features that we've talked about, as far as we'll see when those come out. But yeah, there's actually stuff to do with the coin besides just stake it or sell it. And so I'm super excited about this, because I've said this in the past, is the number one reason I got in here with my original project, the paper project, was just to get people interacting and using stuff on the blockchain, right? And so what a better way to do it than this arcade? Great. Everybody loves trading cards. Everybody loves well, not everybody. I mean, people like these trading cards. They like collectibles. They like this art. And, that's what JPEGs are, right? Or the NFTs are. It's just this cool fucking collecting environment where there's this rarity in these communities and, all this utility creating and stuff. And so we're creating all this with just a fun way to interact with this. So yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because, I think a lot of people enjoy this community, or whatever NFT community they're involved in, is because it's, up until recently, it's been nearly impossible to go find a community of like-minded people. I mean, yeah, you can find it in your hometown or whatever and do it in person, but a lot of times it doesn't work out as well as it's proving to work in these times that we're in. And I have these conversations, and my wife's just sitting there next to me like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, talking about bread, we're talking about virtual flame. I mean, you got a normal name, right?
Right.
We're talking about hippo and stuff like that, and staking and breeding. And she's just sitting over there like,
Right, right.
You better be on the right path because you're starting to sound like a lunatic. But you know, it's fun because anybody can jump in and try their hand, and you
How
know,
awesome is it that we know people from all over the world now?
all over the world.
I mean, after my sale started happening, so after I released the paper project in, end of October last year, you just start talking to all these people and you're, holy shit, there's people all over the world that I'm fucking talking to, and where you have this something in common and people are cool and they're chill. Yeah, I mean, just the community that has came out of this just absolutely surprises me. I mean, I've been in VeChain forever, and so I've known it's been a good community, but holy shit, like you guys are, people are cool. I've really, really, truly enjoyed this, and I would go out and have a drink with most people here, right? I mean, I would love evening out and hanging out with all these people. It seems like it's cool people.
Yeah. I love sitting down and talking to people. It's like, there's a lot of people in Belgium that I've talked to. Turkey, the Wananasia team, they're in Turkey, the first people I'd met in Turkey. A lot of people in Spain, all over the place, Canada. There's not really a lot of people from Asia or South America at this point, but
a handful, but yeah, not a whole lot. I have a handful of people that I've met from the Asia area. Not so much South America, maybe one or two. But there's a handful of people from the Costa Rica area and Cuba and Latin America. There's some Latin America. Yeah, I mean, maybe we just haven't met enough people, but yeah, it's absolutely just phenomenal.
It is. I love it. I love doing this, and but we're just about out of time. Do you got any last words for the community? Any sneaky information that you can throw at the people or something?
We just did a Thor's Day a couple of days ago, and so a lot of the information has been thrown out there that I'm comfortable giving. I don't have anything sneaky, but I'm excited to get stuff out here. We're right around the corner. As soon as we start releasing these things, they're just going to start coming out. They're going to be going fast, and we're going to be pairing stuff up with collections, hoping collections use the stuff of our mechanics. If you're a VC launch customer, or you want to be a VC launch customer, and you're interested in some mechanics, reach out to us and let's see how it fits into your project, and let's get it done. Let's create some cool shit out there, man. Get in contact with us. Let's make it happen.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, and hopefully we can do this again. I'd like to get one with you, Brad, and maybe Lahan's on here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Get the whole face of VC on one, because I did one a couple weeks ago with the Ukiyo Warriors team, and I had all three of those guys. I don't know if you watched that one.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun having the whole team on there, and everybody kind of bounced different things off one another. So
yeah, that'd be cool. I enjoy doing the group interviews too, like the one on the Thor's Day was cool to have everybody there. The one-on-ones are cool too, but it's always good to have the camaraderie and bullshitting with the team, right?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, it'd be great to have everybody on there.
All right, we'll put a bug in Brett's ear, and I'll maybe get you and the other two in a group chat and see if we can put something together for next month.
Cool.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me on.
Talk to you soon.
See you.